Welcome to Transmission 25 today with BTC Art Gallery. Hello, Dustin, BTC Art Gallery. How's it going?
Hi Theo, how's it going?
Great. Okay, so we're missing the wine and cheese, but we're still here today to talk about some art and some things going on in the Bitcoin art world, including some scams that happened with wood carvings and also some cool art that you have on your webpage that has been updated. So, would you like to talk about the wood carving first, or would you like to go look at some of your art on the page?
Um, why don't we just start with an update in case there's anything new that anyone hasn't seen that they like and they want to share with other people?
Okay, that sounds great. So, I noticed there was a few of the comic. Is there one that you think is a good one from that comic series? Let's
Crypto
see, or here,
comic.
crypto comic. So right now I've got the accountant's office, and it's not the crypto comic, but I still trying to figure out. You know you're at the right place when your accountant's office has a painting of Bitcoin. Well, I guess so. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, but but you're gonna laugh when you see what's on his desk.
Okay, let's take a closer look. Well, I don't really see. Tell us what
You
we're
see
looking
that
for.
you see that little jar he's got there on the desk?
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure
You
what it
can't
is.
well click on maybe if you click on the image and enlarge it,
Okay,
it'll
let's
be
do that.
there. You'll recognize it.
Oh, that's Jamie Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he. I guess he didn't paint it, but I guess he just. No, I still don't. I still don't see what you're seeing.
It's a
What?
Tums model. Tums.
Okay, and you think that's because of the price lately, or what?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, heartburn. Look
Yeah.
at that. You're the accountant. You're the accountant, and
Yeah.
you're supposed to figure that out right now.
Yeah. Oh, now I can see it better. Yeah, that's a good. That's a nice subtle addition to that painting. I like it. There's
It
Tums
is,
right
isn't
there.
it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
great.
know when he took the picture if he saw that, but that's quite revealing. I wouldn't want to be an accountant right now for some sort of Bitcoin organization, or it'd be so
Hmm.
hard to figure that out.
Right. Okay. Now we've got the street dealers of Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. Little poem here. Okay, let's go to page one. It's going to take a second.
That is a pretty good poem. If anyone later on is in the feeling for some Bitcoin poetry.
Okay, so what is up with this mug?
Oh, she makes a couple of them actually. She puts like, all of her prints on mugs. Um,
Yeah, it looks nice.
but
It's a
she's only on
mycelium
Facebook.
mug. I mean,
Yeah, I was surprised by that, but
mhm.
um, and it looks like she has a little QR code specialized tag on the inside too. I wonder if it has her address, her Bitcoin address in there. I imagine you could just tip her on her Facebook though too. Now that change tip works on Facebook.
Yeah, you could also just buy one,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
right?
I'm, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get one when I like one of her particular pieces enough.
So here comes a new hit song that everybody is raging about. Only a few days old.
You should
Babysitting Bitcoin by Firstikin.
you should play this for anyone who.
Do you like the song? I
Oh,
don't know if it's going to work if I play.
this is amazing. I've had this stuck in my head since I heard
I
it.
mean, I'm going to hit it. I'm not sure if everybody's going to be able to hear it right now, but if you haven't heard the Babysitting Bitcoin song, then you should check it out. I mean, it has some harsh realities of Bitcoin. I'm not going to play the whole thing,
Yeah,
but you should. check it out. And the chorus goes, "Say goodbye to your wife and your comfortable bed because you're gonna stay awake. Babysit your bitcoins, babysit your bitcoin," something like that. And it's pretty fitting. I mean, that's the reality of a lot of people are staying awake 24/7 trading Bitcoin, and that's what the song's about. And it's a humorous song, that's for sure.
It was written by a trader for traders.
Yeah, and it also was inspired by Furstican being in the Whale Club team speak many hours of the day, and I think from his experience there and about the whole environment there. And if anyone doesn't know, you can just Google Whale Club TeamSpeak, and you can also just listen to the public channel of Whale Club TeamSpeak. It's kind of like a 24-hour, 24/7 trading floor squawk box chat about Bitcoin and trading. And there's people from all over the world there 24 hours a day. It's pretty interesting. Sometimes there's over 200 people on there. So check that out too. Okay. Children, I like that. It's nice.
Props out to the Whale Club for the great email subscription. By the way, are you on their email subscription list?
Yeah, I'm on TeamSpeak.
No, I meant the Whale Club has a email that they do every day.
I don't think I get it, but I guess I should. Does it
You
have
should.
charts and stuff?
It's like it's a very nice breakdown of all the market activity for 24 hours, with any notable things pointed out. So it's like a quick summary.
Okay. All right. Well, is there one here that is greatest hit of late? Right now, my
Oh, you think? Oh,
computer.
okay. I get what you're. Okay. Let me think about that for a second. What has been the most popular one? Um,
Hold on, I'm gonna close my.
Crypto Comic has been really
Well,
popular in Reddit. He has a really good sense of timing. This most recent quote has been quite popular.
hold on. I'm gonna close my screen share, and we can look at your um, your picture that you have for you right
Sure.
now as your
Yeah.
avatar.
Oh, yeah.
If my
Do you mean
screen
on
sharing will stop.
Do you mean on Twitter or on
I'm trying to
Google?
switch over to you. Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having some technical problems, but
Welcome to Google
I'm going to
Hangouts.
solve them. Welcome to Google Hangouts. My screen share is not closing, and I'm having issues in general, but that's okay. We're here live all together.
For
Thank you,
our
viewers, very
thousands of
much.
viewers, for our thousands
For
of
thousands of
viewers,
you,
we apologize for the technical difficulties.
and yeah, since I'm waiting for this thing to work, and I hope I can get it to work.
Maybe they can just
Um,
see my video when I'm talking. Can they? I think they can
well,
see my feed whenever
I
I
don't know
talk.
if they're seeing you when you're talking. I hope so, but while I can take this time to tell about the other stuff on World Crypto Network. So today there was Mad Popcoins. Also, we had before that This Week in Cryptos and Bitcoin Rush. Before that, the Bitcoin Group. All those videos, they're pretty cool.
Shout out to the Mad Potcoins too, because his dedication to following his coins' political struggles. I think all the coins should have someone so dedicated to following their trials and tribulations. You there, Theo? Theo. Awesome. I'm all alone in the live show. It's now the Bitcoin Art Gallery show 24 hours a day. Hello, all you wonderful viewers out there. We have lost Theo. He has disappeared. He was experiencing extreme Google Hangout difficulties. So I will bring you my Twitter feed. This is my Twitter feed. How's that? Look at all this. Got some stuff here. I mostly tweet Bitcoin art and Bitcoin culture related stuff. This comic guy, he's really funny. You should take, sarcastic sort of, I think we all feel this right now kind of way. Go down here. I don't know if anyone is missed to this. It's trending in Reddit. For anyone who's not a member of the Bitcoin Reddit, I think you should subscribe. You need to learn how to use Reddit because Reddit is a wonderful tool to solve questions that you may have, like whether or not you can mine Bitcoin in space because of the limit of the speed of light and how near most of the planets are to us for the light to get to, and then come back to send the transmission for the Bitcoin blockchain to work. Will not work in space because most of the planets spend far too long moving along their orbits outside of the tiny little 5-minute zone here where the Bitcoin blockchain would work. Oh, it looks like the World Crypto Network has popped back
I'm
up.
back. I'm back,
And,
ladies and gentlemen.
and he's back
Sorry,
with us.
I'm back now. Dustin, were you holding down the house when I was gone?
We lost major ratings in the Nielsen report.
Okay, so this is a real good one. I like this picture about, mining on outer space. I think this picture says that it's not feasible to mine in outer space. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm totally convinced. I mean, it really depends on, what kind of radio waves we have to transmit the blockchain back and forth. But let's see. What does it say?
What do you mean? What kind of radio waves? There's not any radio waves that are faster than another group of radio waves. We're very
Well, maybe
limited.
if there is some kind of hyperdimensional
The
radio
Ansible.
wave,
You're
or
talking about the Ansible. The word is Ansible. If you Wikipedia it, is a device which can communicate over very vast distances using quantum. So each particle, when like particles, you get twin particles, and you vibrate one twin particle, and the other one vibrates wherever it is in the universe. Ever heard of that? Quantum entanglement. So an Ansible is a device which would read one, I guess, particle you have, and you have another particle somewhere else that you split it from, and that particle, as it vibrates, the other one vibrates at the same speed, so you could do communication that way if you had the right technology, and that would be faster than light.
well, that would help with transmitting the blockchain. Yeah, I don't think it really
That's like
is feasible. I was
100 years
just
or something more in the future.
right. I guess
Ansible.
if there was free energy or something with the solar, getting solar power or without an atmosphere, or I'm not sure what, but it's an
Oh yeah,
interesting idea.
solar power, like a little. So the Ansible, the word, why it's a very specific word is because it was like a science fiction idea came up by Orson Scott Card, the science fiction writer back in the day. He thought of the idea, and then some guys proved that you could do it in tests, in theory. I think in the long term, that's how space communication will work. But we're so far away from that it's great to see this, though. Isn't that great that this puzzled someone so long that they had to go sort it out and then share it with the rest of us?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why I think Reddit is a really good, useful resource for all of us, is because this sort of stuff probably wouldn't have made it onto the cover of CoinDesk, right?
I don't think that that would have made it on the cover of CoinDesk for some strange reason.
But it should be, at least for one day, somewhere on the cover.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else catch your eye?
Well, I've since the technical difficulties happened, I've decided to just use Google Hangouts. I don't know what it was with me doing a lot of screen sharing and having a lot of tabs open, but I just gave up on that. So you're going to have to kind of show us some pictures, if that's cool.
I I would be happy to show you some pictures. Let's see. This here, where were we? Here's a children's book about Bitcoin. Look at this. Strange thing to see. What do you think of this, Theo?
I
Is
like
this
it. I like it, and I think there is a potential for kid stuff and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. I think we still haven't seen the whole full potential of it, but you could do a lot of fun things with cryptocurrencies and kids. I mean, this is just, C is for coins, D is for decentralized.
I think this is a mock-up, and I think that is clearly not age appropriate when you read the descriptions below.
Yeah,
Because the concepts that they're talking about are presented in a useful manner. Children would have to understand very basic premises before. If they're learning the letter C, I think the idea of the Bitcoin rate declining over time is not really relative to the letter C.
that's true. Yeah, you'd have to redo it somehow. So what I have found that is cool for kids is the app DogeRain.
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, so it's just fun to do. I mean, I don't know if they totally get that DogeRain app is what it's exactly doing, but what is cool is you can see who has caught your DogeRain. You see a city and a country, so you can see that you sent it far away very quickly. So
No.
that's pretty cool actually. I like this Bitcoin sale. That's great. Can you zoom in on that? Well, I mean, that's not even up to date. We're even lower. So currently we're at, about 229. So, we've gone from 270 to 229 in 24 hours about.
Crypto comics is great because he has great timing. His pieces are always relative to what is going on, and I feel sometimes some pieces are released like months after because a lot of times they'll include a thing like a price chart or some sort of price marker, and you can clearly see because of the decline we've had over the year that a lot of pieces were made back in the 600s and the 800s, and the person just didn't really share it with anybody until now, and it unfortunately really dates a lot of the stuff and kind of shows you that the artist was only interested at a certain price point because they
So
didn't make anything after that.
right. So have you noticed a big change in the art and the amount of art
Oh
since the
yeah,
price has gone down
oh
to
yeah,
under 300? Yeah. Okay. What
yeah.
what have you
It's
seen?
very depressing because you would think that the artist would get the idea that you have to go through the lows and the highs. It's not just highs, right? But unfortunately, an enormous amount of art was created after the $1,000 mark and to the $800 mark when there was a real focus by the media. And so the media clearly drove a lot of people to look on the surface of Bitcoin, and a lot of artists looked at the surface of Bitcoin, and they're like, "This might be the new big thing. I'm going to make some piece about Bitcoin." They came out with a piece about Bitcoin, but you can see when you look at it that they didn't dig below the surface. Yeah, the same way you can see with other artists like Bitcoin, like crypto comics or that woman who makes those mugs that we saw earlier. They've actually taken the time to do some research and try to draw up and paint up issues inside of the space, not just not just another bee, so to speak.
I guess making some kind of bee is probably the most popular thing to do.
Yes, but in the same way, you have to understand the art world works the same way like fashion works, right? So what happens when all the women are wearing the same dress all of a sudden?
Right. Well,
And
this
that,
one,
and
this
first of all, Bitcoin would be immensely popular at the point where everyone was making the bee into art, right? So that would be good. But at the same time, there's like it would no longer be cool. It would no longer be the hip, cool thing to be doing. It would be what the mainstream is doing.
right. Well, Crypto Comics could just keep updating this piece right here.
This is one of my favorite pieces. What do you think of this?
I like how it's kind of minimal. You know, I like
Yeah.
this Bitcoin person, or I'm not sure what to call him. That it's just very simple, and yeah, the innovation center. Not only does it look like a jail, it's very non-innovative. It's just a square, a cube, and that's it. So I think that was a good choice.
It did much better on Reddit. He's not popular on Twitter. Um, he doesn't have a large following on Twitter, but this post got what 1,000, 1,500 upvotes on the day. I think the community really responded to this piece, so it spoke to a lot of people through its minimalism. And I think minimalism is actually a lot stronger here than some other spaces because uh, since there's a lot to say about it, you don't need a lot because you don't need a lot of imagery to say something. Is what I'm trying to point at in a comedic way, right?
Well, yeah,
This is
that's in general. Understating something can say a lot. Like, look at the go to this price one. I like this one. What was this? That
wait,
was
that's the
funny.
famous one. Wait, I lost it. What
That was
happened?
funny. That was funny. Even the quick view was funny.
I lost it there. That's the
That's
famous one
okay.
that Andreas likes. That I first
Well,
noticed.
he's in it.
Yeah, right. Where'd it go? Come back here.
Slow down, slow down. Hold on. I mean, there's a lot of these. Okay,
I
well, here we go.
know.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so price is going down. He's unhappy. It's going up a little. He's getting a little cheered up. He's happy. He's really happy. Really happy. And then it's a picture of Andreas.
Yes,
And
the
what is he
face.
doing there?
He's giving you the face, the Andreas face, like because we've all seen, I don't know, like 200 videos of Andreas Antonopoulos, who's really good at giving speeches about Bitcoin, right? Like he's very talented at this.
It's a
I'm still
nice little
laughing.
comic. It's a nice little comic. I
I'm
like
still laughing. It's too funny. Okay.
it. It's nice. Okay, now we're back at the planets. Okay, so here's one for Valentine's Day, sneaking off to the bathroom during a date to check the Bitcoin price. I'm sure there were plenty of people doing that.
Well, I'm actually surprised that this guy doesn't have a smartwatch,
Yeah,
right?
well, someone might start complaining about him looking at the smartwatch all the time. But
Right? But
yeah.
I mean, you get away with it on a first date. I actually like this made me think about that. I'm like, if I'm about to go out on this date, a girl would not like me having the Bitcoin price constantly checked, right? They want to have your whole attention, right? Um,
Well, typically when you go with another person somewhere, then it's in order to interact with them,
oh
right?
yeah, but my friends don't care. I got my tablet and it announces the Bitcoin price like out loud every time there's like a major price change. So it randomly sounds off, and everyone else thinks it's funny. But on a date, out at a restaurant, you couldn't have that. You got to be discreet.
That's true.
And if you're whipping out your smartphone in the middle of a date or like a very serious conversation, but what if there was a very serious price change and you had like a leverage, right? That's what they call it,
Yeah, leverage, margin
right?
trading, exactly. Well, that's why you would have to need someone. You need someone to babysit your bitcoins for you.
Yes. And why you can't sleep and why you need to say goodbye to your wife in your comfortable bed.
Okay,
Are
let's
you
go
gonna
on. Let's go on to
so
another one. Yeah.
are you gonna get a smartwatch to have the
No,
price
no,
strapped to your wrist?
no, no. I like analog watches, and
What?
I like watches that you can wind up. I like mechanical watches.
Oh, so what if you want a Bill Nye, science guy, Bitcoin watch then?
Is there a mechanical Bitcoin watch?
Yes, yes. Somebody after Bill Nye said that, somebody went through and showed how you build or how you put a wallet inside of a mechanical watch in like a safe way that
Okay,
you could
I want
retrieve it.
that. So anyone watching that wants to donate me one of those, just do so, and I will demo it live on air and promote it for free and everything.
Let's talk about let's talk about the Vice documentary that came out. Wow, right?
It happens to be called Transmissions, but no, I haven't seen. Oh, this one, yeah, right.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
That's
Is
mining.
that what
That's some hash power right there.
is that what your garage looks like?
No, no, not at all. I'm not a miner.
Well, I don't. I think clearly most of us, even those of us who were miners, we're not like mining like this guy's mining. I
I
mean,
don't think so. I mean, they're getting
no,
4,000 bitcoins a month,
yeah.
3% of the
And
network.
Vice
I
does
wonder
really
how
good
much. I
documentaries,
wonder how much electricity they were using. A lot.
right? A lot, yeah, right. I mean, he's not going to give you all the numbers, but if for anyone who hasn't seen this documentary, this is Vice. Motherboard, actually, Motherboard, a branch of Vice, came out with a documentary on a Bitcoin mine in China. That's what's on the air right now, and it's really good. You should Google that, or you should go to my website. It it's in one of the posts. It's a great documentary to watch. It's very intense. Oh, did you see
It's a nice one of Mad Bitcoins.
he captured the crowd somehow with the hat. It's the hat. It lends itself to people um, personifying him in art.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
how the background is kind of pixelized,
yeah, it
and
is interesting, isn't
that's a cool effect. Yeah.
it? Yeah. Huh?
Go to this order book one right here with the whale.
Yeah. The whale. Whoop. Where'd he go?
There he is.
There he is. By a despair collector, and despair collector clearly has a feeling about it. There he goes. I saw an order book not that bad, briefly. But that's a pretty bad order book.
That's a pretty bad order book. Yeah.
I don't know
I
how I
like
would
this
feel.
little mock-up though. It's nice.
It is. We need like a really little guy though, because some guy is buying it at 312, 30,
Well,
312,
we need someone on the other side. They had to.
and
I don't know what kind of being or what you could draw the other
it,
side to be, but
you draw the bravest man in the world is what you draw.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, where did my website disappear to? Here we
There
go.
we go.
So I am a Dread Pirates Robert rap. Huh? Huh? Did you see that coming?
No.
Oh, come on. It's been in the media.
Yeah,
like
I know.
the real media.
Who did the rap?
Um, by Lanky B, aka John Bush, who I think does the Sovereign BTC podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
If you listen to that one, he just did like a living on Bitcoin road travel story. So I don't know if you guys could hear that, but
No,
he
I don't.
came out.
We're not going to be able to hear it right now, but
Yeah, but
we can go check it out. You've got it there.
it's interesting to see the appearance of such music, right?
Hmm.
Especially right after the trial, like right while it's still big. There's a man looking through some mining stuff at some bees. The front page of the paper, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So does that make you as mad as it made him?
Um, no, but that's just because maybe I'm just not surprised.
Would you have chosen that cover of that newspaper and that day?
Maybe I can't say for sure. I mean, it was a significant day.
Because what
So
if think about the kids 100 years from now studying in financial history class or something, and they'll see the cover of that newspaper will be in some printed history book, right? Because there'll still be printing history books to sell to the children 100 years from now, unfortunately, and that picture will be in there, right?
yeah, probably will.
Right, and the kids will look at that picture and they'll be like, I wonder why, right? Is there something in the picture? Is there something here that I'm missing?
I think that they'll figure it out. And they'll also look that this drink costs 99p.
Yeah, I love the glimpses newspapers give us into the past. Uh, with a dying age of newspapers, you know,
Yep.
this might be more of a relic that confuses people in the future. I don't know. So,
That's kind of funny.
he has a huge phone. Look at the size of his phone. It's
That's
like
what you
larger.
notice instead of his little patch.
Well, the patch is enormous. But then I was like, even though the patch is so enormous, his phone is the same size.
That's true. That's a big phone.
That is a big phone. That's
I'm
probably
telling
like
you, we're in Star Trek, man.
we're getting
That's a
there.
that's a communicator.
We're getting there.
Okay, here's something wood carved.
Yep. This is what I imagine. This is what I imagine is the real art, because this is not to be sold. This is not to be bartered or traded. Some guy carved this for himself, right?
Hmm.
And that by the way, for any later discussion, is what happens when you have someone who sits down and hand carves something. That's what that looks like.
So, do you want to bring up the links of the other carved thing where there was the controversy?
Well, sure. We might getting into some historical posts here. I see. Oh, a nice oil painting. This is a great piece. I like this one a lot. Look at these guys surrounding him.
Hmm.
They're very pixelated black masks. He's got some serious hardware equipment there too. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let's talk
There's
about it.
TeamSpeak. There's the TeamSpeak picture right here.
Yep. I enjoyed that one. It's the Whale Club. Yep. It's a good pick. Very non-average Bitcoin.
That's a nice one, yeah.
Oh, and now we're getting into the Good Wife. This came out a long time ago. So a lot of these are more historical that I just either recently found or indexed. Sure, let's talk about it. Do you want to try your screen share, and I'll walk you through it as you read it because it'll probably be more useful that way.
Okay, hold on. So just tell us, there was another wood carving um,
Yes.
that was someone offering a service for, or just selling Bitcoin related wood carvings on Bitcoin Talk, right?
Yes. Yes. His name is Wood Collector. And for all you people
Wood
who follow
collector.
the Bitcoin
And
Talk
I think
drama
on
out
another
there,
video,
there we go.
can you hear?
You're breaking up just a touch there.
Well, I don't think it's going to work because I just tried and everything froze.
Oh yeah. Okay. So your Google Hangouts has got a bug for the screen share. All right. No problem. I
I
can try to
think
walk you
so.
through it. So Wood Collector. This happens on Bitcoin Talk. So the Bitcoin Talk board. Do you want to give a? You're going to be better at summarizing this. You summarize the Bitcoin Talk forum board because I mean it's
Well, what
historical
happened
now.
is,
And we lost Theo. We lost Theo. Okay. So I'll do it. I will pull my bootstraps up here. All right. So Bitcoin Talk is a website where people, including the originator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, he uh, posted here, and the other original developers posted here on an open public discussion board about the development of Bitcoin and technical problems in Bitcoin. And there's some just general discussion has developed about Bitcoin. Um, there are 33,000 topics in Bitcoin Talk, and there are 500,000 posts in just the normal Bitcoin discussion talk. Um, lesser posts, but still notably um, several hundred thousand in the discussions of close to a million, the discussions of mining and technical and project development and things like this. So there has been a small area called Marketplace. And inside of Marketplace, you see all sorts of there we go. You see all sorts of different sections, right? And then if you look further uh, into it, you will eventually arrive at services here, second one, in which people are listing that they provide services, including making art. So there are some paintings, there's some oil paintings, there's some other art that's been sold here in the Bitcoin Talk forum board. It's a very informal space. Um, and it has included the work by a person who goes by the name of Wood Collector. Here he is. Wood Collector, who has created um, out of wood these such things as this bee here. This bee here, which
so I really liked that one the first time we saw it.
it's a very lacquered, it looks like. It's very shiny. Um, it has kind of a honeycomb print maybe in
Yeah.
it. And there's some little bees too, here and there along it. Um, this was commissioned by Blazed Out 419 out of premium grade watermelon ivory, a rare form of pink ivory. And the price was $14,000. Uh, the artist includes a description of the work, um, the fact that the wood is made out of one of the most expensive, the piece is made out of one of the most expensive woods in the world, um, and a shout out to the commissioner. Um, And then naturally, people talk about it. People comment on it. People are approving and want some posts of it up with better lighting. Some people are excited and put their own orders in.
Was
Um,
that really MF Doom?
yeah, yep, MF Dune.
I don't think that's the real MF Doom, though. But anyway, continue.
Maybe it's out there. It only has an activity of 137. So, but here we go. We got here's Blazed Out, Hero Member. He will take some pictures when it comes. It does arrive. Most of the pieces, as I understand, have arrived and were shipped correctly. And um, here's someone making like a parody work
I like that one.
out of a
That's
cardboard
nice.
box.
Nice.
Um, and so when I first came across it, I have to explain my context here because I don't want to offend anybody. I have a Google alert that finds every time the word Bitcoin and art are put into the same website anytime. So I just get an alert and I look at all of them, and the images that I approve of then go into my art gallery. And this is how I find my material. So when images like this thing appeared, the hive itself appeared, I was like, oh well, that's a nice piece. I'll put that in there. And then I was like, oh look, I'll look back here. Maybe this guy's made some others, and he has made some others. This list has been gradually updated over time. Here's another one, a very different kind of piece with the texturing here. It gets smaller until it's like really small on the inside there, crazy small, as you can see if I kind of zoom in here. Look at that.
Hmm.
Like the camera can't even take a good picture of how zoomed in that is there. Yeah. So this one looks like it sits on a pedestal here. I don't think it was carved with the pedestal. I think it's just mounted. Grade A, AAA, Cocobolo with Purple Heart base for $750. We are to transcend into the reimagination of economics. This is what this piece is about. This is the,
Okay.
this is the piece backwards. Um, Imported from Costa Rica. That's where the wood is from. So here's a guy, very nice, with the little bug-eyed. Ooh, he's doing the
So was this one delivered?
bug-eyed emoticon. Oh yeah, all of them have been delivered, as I understand. That is not the question. We're talking about this because there's a big controversy in Bitcoin talk uh, because there are so many people that we'll get to that though. I just wanted to establish the
Hmm.
kind of work the guy had done. And so here are his other pieces, um, made of wood. They're all made of wood. And view the entire gallery slideshow. Look at that. I didn't even see this one. This must be new. He's got a photo bucket slideshow. Oh, this will be great. Okay. So what I suggest is for anyone who's confused about this, just Google the word wood collector Bitcoin talk. And that will lead you to his posts. He has a now all of his Reddit posts are removed. Otherwise, I'd also refer you to that. And there might be a good reason for that too. So what happens if you go in and look is people began to question, and specifically one person in the Bitcoin Talk forum who makes T-shirts about Bitcoin silk print T-shirts, and he makes them himself. He had been looking at this. His name is Nubbins. So I'll stop the slideshow here. This is a good slideshow, though. That'll help this immensely. So I'll go through the steps here of wood collector Bitcoin talk. And we will go back to his collected work. So he made these, and if anyone can make a commission. He is a luxury artist. who caters to upscale clientele, but cannot be bothered to capitalize his eyes. See this? As an former English major.
Yeah, yeah, it can't be.
And,
Well, here's a capital I.
oh, I know. It's not all of them, apparently.
Yeah.
Run that through a spell check there. Would have got that. So he, this is a better post than his original post. So he's been cleaning up and his posts. Uh, what you're going to see here, though, is the issue is, see this trust rating he has? Oh, I can't hear you,
Yeah,
Theo.
I noticed the trust rating. It's horrible.
So, do you hang out on Bitcoin Talk? I really don't.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hang out there. I go there. Actually, I'm a hero member.
What? Really?
Yep.
Can you tell people that I'm a real person because nobody believes me?
Well, I'm not an admin. I have no idea how you become one.
Oh.
I just am a hero member. I think you just have to have a lot of posts and a good rating, and then you become one eventually.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, I did notice that his trader rating is really bad, and that usually is a bad sign. What happens, though, I've seen it many times, is that people that say things that people don't like sometimes get a lot of negative trader ratings, which is really abuse of the whole trader rating system.
Can
And
you
there's
explain? Can you explain the trader rating
yeah,
system?
sure, I'll do my best.
It was
Actually,
very confusing to me.
well, okay, well, I don't want. I'm not prepared to explain it in its entirety, but it's similar to eBay or any other trader rating system where you do business with someone and then they leave you a good rating or a negative rating, and then at the end you have points. However, on Bitcoin Talk, you are going to see when you have an account, the person's rating is going to be also based on other people that you have rated. So it's more like a network. So let's say I've done business with person B, and person C has done business with person B, then and both and there were and I have a positive. A and me and A and B we have a positive relationship, and B and C have a positive relationship. Then I'm going to see that C has a positive rating. You see what I mean? So it works a little bit differently than other systems. People that are not in my trust network are not going to have a high trust rating when I look at their account. So when I looked at this guy's account, he had a really negative one. So probably he's been just, I call it trust rating spammed or stormed. Whether it's justified or not, I don't know. But we've seen it in several controversial things involving so-called any kind of scam or scam accusations, but also when also people that try to uncover scams or say they are, get really negative trust ratings from the people they're accusing typically. So in my opinion, that's abuse.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
that's what happens.
why I chose this as the subject for my chance when I got to do this show with you is because I felt this, in particular, this tiny little episode I was watching really represented what was unfolding in general in the Bitcoin economy.
Okay, how do you mean?
Because what is a scam, right? What is
Right.
legitimacy? What is ratings or reputation? And what is that value? And is if everyone's trying to scam each other, if everyone's just trying to make a quick buck, how can you have a functioning economy, right? And can Bitcoin really withstand a worldwide economy where what we see here happens every day by a thousandfold, right?
Yeah, well, that's already happening anyway.
But on a small scale. And
Yeah.
this is part of that small scale. So I think we can see on a small scale, and this is also going to raise some really interesting questions. So you see my post, see the my screen share here.
Yes, yes, we see your screen share.
So Nubbins, who makes t-shirts, and has a fairly good reputation for that, is noticing some concerning things because he has apparently looked at these images more closely than I did, or I think most people casually did on the internet. And he uh, then also was looking at the amount for which the prices were sold and being commissioned, and became concerned. And this is where it gets complicated, and we have to be very not trying to form a bias, trying to just arrive at the truth, I think is what Chris Ellis would say, right? Without allowing ourselves to be misguided by like easy. It's easy to assume everyone is a scam, right?
Yeah, sure, sure. But this guy Nubbins brings up some questions.
He does, and they seem like legitimate questions. So let's start at the beginning. So he brings up a thread called "Scam Warning Wood Collector," and he has since updated the original with these updates. So let's go with the beginning. So he says that wood collector's pieces are truly beautiful, but I believe he is seriously misrepresenting himself as to be a master carver, and that his pieces are carved, and that his pieces are in quotation marks here, carved by hand. It is too bad because if he was honest about his production method, people would still buy his products. They just know what they are paying for. So then he comes and has these pictures to explain why he does not believe so.
Right.
I think at the beginning even we have to discuss the fact that he starts this on the wrong foot. He starts this very confrontationally, saying things like "full of shit."
Yeah, I agree. Look, I didn't know the whole background, but when I saw, for example, this one right here, when I saw the picture of that one, I didn't think it was hand carved. I
I
thought
didn't
that's a
either.
laser,
I thought it
because
was a
I
machine. Yeah.
also, yeah, machine or there's a few ways to do it because just of the detail, and I know how hand carve stuff, what that looks like. But
Because
anyway,
it,
yeah, I agree. He's going full confrontational.
and is that so there are no Bitcoin police, right? So we trust each other, right? And now this person here has stepped forward and said a crime is being committed, right? And in this community now, um, in this community, that is a heavy thing to level at somebody. First of all, like in the real world, you could get a lawsuit, right?
Well, we are in the real world, but anyway, I know what you mean.
Right.
Everything depends on reputation a lot, and this person, someone accusing you of a scam in a public forum is a big deal.
And what I mean, the consequences could be actually devastating to a person who is not scamming, right? It could they could damage them, or they would have financial losses because of that for no reason, right? Um,
Sure. I mean, a
what
false
happens,
accusation.
right? What happens if there is a false accusation? If Nubbins is wrong, what happens?
Well, I don't know, but I think everybody has to be humble enough to admit that they were wrong. That's what needs to happen. It's possible that someone is just trying to point out something and they're wrong about it. I mean, to me, it's clear these things are laser done or whatever other technique and not by hand. And he's saying they're done by hand. Is that correct?
Um, y- yes, he is saying they are
Okay.
carved.
Well, you'd also have to define what that means, quote, by hand or quote, carved.
Right.
You know?
So take a look. Take a look here at my what I'm sharing right now. See this?
Yeah.
All right. So let's just have a discussion here. The reason Nubbins is not believing that these are carved, I think, is elegantly demonstrated in this beautiful piece, which I don't believe the human hand could carve. I mean, maybe.
So it's basically as fine as needlepoint, basically, or finer.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tiny coin here too. This particular one is very small. Let me go back to the I don't even know which one is the tiniest one he's made yet, but some of them are quite small. Um, so that, here's the one with the ants. Uh, Morning Calm. Let's look at his most recent coin. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Damn.
Yeah, it's way too detailed to do
Damn. Look at that. You. How long would this take to carve by hand?
a long time.
And then it's got like some. Is this like lacquer? I don't know a lot about wood carving. Do you know anything about wood carving?
I do know a little bit,
Oh, okay, great. Can
but
you tell me how they even get this thing to look this color? Because why is he's staining the inside? Is he
yeah,
staining the inside?
well, there are lots of different ways to do it, but I can't say that I'm an expert about it. I do because I mean that is not hand carved. I mean, in another post you can look for it. He did post a picture of the correct tools,
He posted a
you
picture
can
of tools.
yeah, and those tools are used for carving, wood whittlers,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't make the things we're looking at with the tools that he posted. You can just see that pretty clearly also.
Okay.
Or it would be extremely difficult. I just don't see how you could do it.
So so you said two important things. One, you said when you first saw the picture that you assumed that had been machined,
Yeah,
and that you assumed therefore that the person buying it therefore knew that had been machined.
yeah,
If is it not possible for you to imagine that somebody could imagine that being hand carved if they had not been acquainted with wood carving machines, and if the person instigated
Mm,
or suggested without specifically implying that it had been hand carved, he just implied it, right, but didn't say it, and the person bought it under the premise that it would have taken forever to make that, and therefore it's worth $1,400. The
yeah.
piece
I
we're
mean,
looking at.
sure. People that don't know anything, they might believe that. Sure, of course.
Is
You
that
know.
honest?
Well, to sell it like that, I mean, not really. No, no,
Now,
it's
now
not. I
let's look.
mean, no,
Let's look at.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, it's made by a machine. You can't say it's hand carved. If somebody
So
wants to pay 14,000 for it because they like it, well, that's fine. That's up to them. That's totally fair. But it should be, the technique that was used should be known and shouldn't be false advertised.
okay. And now, what does that say about the rest of all this Bitcoin space, where I see a lot of things that are being just bought, B stamped on them, resold, marketplace. This is happening elsewhere in Bitcoin. This is not the only place it's
I
happening.
mean, just a T-shirt with the B on it,
Yeah, hmm
or a
and
hat
and
with a
and
B, or a
right,
shoe
hat
with a
with a
B, or
shoe with a
whatever.
B. Right. Actually, I actually saw a shoe that had a B on it that I really liked, and I would totally buy if I saw it in the store. So that those products have a place, but the question is if the person is not being honest about how they were created. So what if guy sold you a bunch of shirts he said he made these really nice fine Italian shirts, and you find out that they're all machine made in China, and all he did was like stitch on a
Yeah,
B.
that's dishonest. That's clear. I think everyone would agree that's dishonest. It's just about, defining what's handmade, what is hand carved. I mean, hand carved shouldn't mean I'm holding the machine in my hand and carving. You
So
know,
right, okay.
that's different. That's different. That's basically it. And if the people feel that they're ripped off, then well, I don't know. I guess there's nowhere you can go at this
And,
point. I mean, this person looks like they have a really bad reputation at this point. Whether it's justified or not, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this was interesting that someone commented on this. Yeah, I mean, I guess that you could file that right there because it's kind of uneven. If it reflects the skill, maybe. I mean, buyer beware. You have to look at this stuff if you can. You
but
know. Um,
but now wait, it's gonna get look at this. So this is it was this machined. If this was
well,
machined,
that looks like the design, the pattern on the wood was already there, printed on it, and
Okay.
they just cut a bee out of it. So you
But
just got a big
but the
hunk of wood with the pattern on it, and you
yeah.
just cut a bee out.
But you're telling me the guy who has a machine that makes such delicate patterns does not have a machine that can cut a straight bee?
I think that I would just buy the chunk of wood already with the pattern on it. It's
Okay.
possible.
It's
Yeah.
possible.
And then
He
I
is
would
called
just take a jigsaw, which is a real easy saw to use, and just cut out
yeah.
the bee,
So
make a
he is
nice
called the wood
picture.
collector. Maybe he's collecting other things and carving them into
Maybe it's
bee
just a
shapes.
novice. Maybe it's just a novice. Maybe he didn't think it mattered that it should
He
be evened out. I
all right,
mean,
but
maybe that looks more handmade.
so he says he is a
40
um
years of experience. Is that where it said?
40 years, a carver with 40 years of experience.
Oh, calls bullshit.
Yeah, so this is another carver.
Okay.
We'll go to these side
Well, do
threads.
you see the link that I posted in the chat for us, the Google
Oh,
Hangout chat?
I actually didn't. Let me jump to it. There we go. Tom Carver, U.S.
Yeah. See what you see there.
Yeah, see, right. No, this is
Do you see it? Share that with
yep.
us. So that's
This
my
is
dad.
like
That's my
this is
dad's
your
stuff.
dad?
Yeah, yeah. So I finally said he has to make a website. So this is what hand carved stuff looks like. So you can see on the go back one, go
Oh,
back to
back.
the one before, or yeah. Well, you see on the handle there is some detail. Go back
Yeah,
there. Yeah, there that you can do detail,
yeah,
especially the one on the far right. I mean that takes a lot of time though. So you
yeah.
can do detailed stuff, but these are made totally
Right.
from hand. And on the header, you can see there's detail there. That's that. But you know, these are spoons made by hand. He also does other stuff, but there's just been a thing about spoons lately.
Yeah, spoons. I
So
like these spoons.
you get an idea of stuff that's really handmade. I mean, this is really made from a not from a piece of. This is made from a tree. You know.
You should ask your dad what he thinks about this wood carver
Well,
pieces.
we've looked at stuff like that before, and that's just made with a laser.
Right. So, so Nubbins goes to war, and he's a hero member like you, apparently. He has 600
Yeah.
activity. He has a trust of 16.
Yeah, but that's going to be different depending on who looks at it. For 16 to you, remember,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's a network effect.
Network. I'm not networked with anyone.
It's a, I don't know. Don't ask me, but it's not
How it
as
works?
easy.
Okay.
It's not
So,
exactly. It's not going to be the exact same rating for everybody. I
so
think
for you, it could show up like 100 or something. Okay, I
it's
gotcha.
possible. It's possible. Yeah.
I just was like, if he has such a, if you know, since Wood Collector got negative 1,000, wouldn't the same group of people vote up 1,000
Maybe,
for
maybe,
hero?
maybe I'm getting mixed up.
Sure.
Maybe this first one is 16 is maybe the global, and this other
Oh,
one's +8 is maybe just for your network. It's possible. I have to go back and read it.
be an instructive lesson to figure this out.
Yeah.
So this discussion dissolves into a very petty fight between these two men, um, using some very explicit language, uh, some immature behavior between the two of them.
I know this person quick.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Another hero member.
yeah.
You all hero member together. So they they fight this out for like a couple weeks in posts back and forth, where Wood Collector posts pictures of his tools. Let me see if I can find several. Let's go to here. Okay. So here is this bear. You like this bear?
Yeah, I mean, I like the stuff. It's just
This
it's
was
made by a
carved.
machine.
No,
It's
this
made
was
by a
carved by
machine.
hand.
No,
By hand, by a man
no,
who spent 100 years mastering the art.
no.
Okay, so here is the same bear. Okay. See that? Yeah, the same bear. All right. There you go. And that bear here's some eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See the eagle? Okay. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
About that eagle? Hmm. So so what he has, Wood Collector has like a a supernatural human ability where after he sees one image on the internet, he forever remembers it and can draw it, carve it from hand. See, here are his
Yeah.
tools.
Those are
These are
real
the tools
tools.
he used this to carve this.
No, no.
Yes, no,
No.
but they're in the same thread. You see this picture and okay.
No, it just doesn't. I mean, you can do a lot with those tools. You'd be surprised, but you're not going to be able to do something like that, Bear.
What about this?
Like more likely, but that thing was just bought already with the pattern on it.
All right, all right. So um, there's a hate thread here. There is a carver, apparently a real wood carver, also in the thread, calling bullshit, saying that he is very old and he carves wood, and as a woodchucker, he wants to know why it is necessary to lie to people. Uh, and then apparently it goes on, and then people question whether he's real or not. And there's a great of the lion mouth. So what he has is he has a machine that he just puts the image in, right?
Yeah,
And it spits
yeah.
it out after he like messes with it a little bit. This is great. I want one of these machines. I had no idea you could just print
I mean, I don't know the
carvings.
exact machine, but I'm sure that it's out there, and it's not the. I think there are some laser ones. There's also like a burning technique. I don't think that that's what they're doing,
Can you?
but
I don't understand, I guess, scams very well. So this is one of the things I'm supposed to look out for is
well,
wood
this is just
collector.
misleading. That's the thing. That's the thing about a so-called scam, and then just yeah, I guess you could define this as a scam in the sense he's selling it as handmade. It's just
Right. And it seems so here he's recruiting people for Bitcoin who will like he's recruiting people for Bitcoin to what is according to Nubbins posting for shills.
well, it's yeah. You could
What is a
shills
shill?
and the other okay. It's he's basically offering that other people give him leads for commission,
Right.
which is an affiliate program or sales commission program. And a shill is someone that says your stuff is good. Whether your stuff is good or not, they don't care. They're just getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a shill, a fake,
Okay.
a fugazi.
Oh, I've never heard that before. Okay.
Shill or
That helps.
fugazi is a word that means fake. It's not exactly a shill, but you could go down that way. And yeah, affiliate marketing. It has plenty of shills in it. Doesn't mean all affiliate marketing has to be shills, but any kind of referral link or referral system lends itself to shilling per
All right.
se.
Well, so here's Wood Collector offering to pay people on Bitcoin Talk to help him set up a Tor server,
This sounds
and so he can
spammy.
specifically hide a website owner, or server location.
Yeah, this is spam basically.
This is it, but he's posting it.
Yeah, but he's trying to help get people to do some kind of shady
Yeah.
spamming basically.
Well, right, but if this is going to happen, you can't just be like, oh, it's a scam, and then ignore it. You need to know how it works so you can avoid it, because you could get caught up in one of these. I could get caught up in one of these. Some guy could come and be like, this is
Right.
amazing Bitcoin art. It's going to be the
Well,
biggest Bitcoin
we'll
art in the
just do
world.
we'll just do some, just like we just did. Just look at that that piece of wood and think to yourself,
But I didn't catch it the first time, and you didn't catch it the first time. So it
well, I didn't realize that the guy was claiming it was handmade. I just thought it looked cool, and I still
right.
think it looks
But
cool.
that was the trick. Is he didn't
Yeah.
say it, he implied it.
Hmm.
So by doing so, he's able to get away with it because he only has to walk the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, yeah, he's carved by hand. That's wrong. If he really said that, you see what I mean? Master carver, carved by hand. That's not accurate. Okay, people. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Just use your
so
common sense, and the thing about having people promote your stuff, that's okay in general, but it can lead to people misleading each other.
so look at this post.
Yeah, he made a video, now the video's down, right?
No, no. This is a post where he's asking Bitcoin Talk about a laser engraver.
This is hilarious. So basically, he's asking them about how to use the laser engraver. Okay, this is I think this is the best part of the whole story, right?
This is too funny.
That's great. I like that. So that's what you need.
Okay.
So that's what you're going to need to get if you want to do those coins or those little things he was doing. It's a laser engraver.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
hopefully,
just go in this, and like he says, some of them have issues with straight lines, so you can get one that he's talking about, basically, right?
and yeah, and if anyone wants to spend the money and buy that with the understanding that it's been created by a machine, that a man set up the machine and it made that, right? That's fine,
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I
I
agree.
would if that wood is really that expensive, which I don't know, by the way. Some people were pointing out that the wood he was saying may not be the real wood he was saying, because
I also doubt that. I can't say for sure because I'm not totally up to date, but I could find out really quickly. I
you
mean
should.
that.
Watermelon pink ivory is what he was talking about, so someone from Africa in Bitcoin Talk said that that doesn't exist.
I
That kind of
don't th-
wood doesn't
and there it
exist.
was A grade. I don't. That's a little
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, it was probably rated by the same security firms that rated the mortgages before the housing crisis.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So that's the best part is that so people out there just look at the other posts this person made, and you will find a lot of answers, a lot of interesting things. Right.
Right. And hopefully, if we save just one person from spending $14,000 on
Okay.
a
So do we know that someone really did that? How couldn't that just be another one of his accounts or a friend of
well,
his?
but a lot of these other supposedly, so what he does is now, see, he hasn't stopped making them. So it wasn't like this scam was exposed and then everyone stopped buying them. He's sold more of them than he sold before. So he's had more requests, and supposedly from I've seen other Bitcoin Talk people who, as far as we know, are real Bitcoin Talk people, like Hero members like yourself, have bought pieces from him and confirmed that they got them.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about
yeah,
that. So if you go, what you need to do also is just go to the marketplace part of Bitcoin Talk and then go to digital goods or just the marketplace goods section. And you'll see that people are looking for and buying, and some people are selling accounts at Bitcoin Talk with different levels.
right.
I forgot
Okay.
what the one below hero member is, but it's pretty respected.
Wait.
Um,
So if you sold,
senior
if you
member, for example, is pretty as high as the next one before hero. So people, I don't know if I've seen someone sell a hero member account, but people are looking to buy them.
they are, so it could totally happen. What's
That
higher than Hero?
legendary, I think, but I think you have to donate and do a few other things. I'm not sure.
But those could be bought also.
Theoretically,
is
theoretically,
theoretically.
theoretically, yeah. I mean,
And
so,
should
but
we
I just
operate under
mean,
the premise that some have been bought? If it's theoretically possible, should you
I
operate
mean,
under?
if they're the main people that are keep on shilling for this person, then yeah, I have to say, okay, wait, what? Look at this other person's posts. What are they posting about? Are they only or mainly supporting this person? In their posts, is that the main content, or what's going on there?
If you make $14,000, you have a lot of time on your hands. If you had a machine that was pumping out $14,000 pieces of art that took no time and no money to make, you would have a lot of time on your hand to make a lot of posts in other people's accounts to make them look legit.
Sure, sure. It wouldn't be that hard to do.
You could spend all day doing it.
You could spend all day doing it, and people do stuff like that.
Right.
So it wouldn't be that difficult.
Especially if you had a Tor server and you had someone at Bitcoin Talk help you set it up so that people couldn't track you.
But before that, you asked Bitcoin Talk, how do I get my laser engraver working?
Why didn't you delete that? Why would you delete that? I don't.
Some sections of the forum you can't edit,
Oh,
but I don't remember which ones. I know that auctions you can't edit. So it's really interesting at Bitcoin Talk .org. For people that aren't familiar, that's the biggest forum. It's also full of trolls, so beware. But if you go to the marketplace auctions, I know for sure that section cannot be edited. So sometimes people put in the auction section loans or other agreements because that part of the forum can't not be edited by the people that started the thread. And I've seen it many times.
that's cool. I
People,
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. And people are like, why are you posting this here? They said, well, this is the only part of the forum or the only part of the marketplace that can't be edited by the people that start the thread.
Oh,
So
wow,
they
that's
do that.
useful to know.
Yeah.
You should do a starter's guide to the Bitcoin Talk forum and like
Oh
figure out how
boy.
the reputation system works and get some other hero members to come on and chat with you.
It's an idea. It's an idea. I mean, unfortunately, the usefulness of the forum has really gone down because of a lot of people are basically trolling and negative. But the marketplace does exist. It is interesting, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So
I
that's
would say
cool.
so. I would
That's
say so.
cool,
I mean,
actually. Actually, that's to be honest, I usually just check out marketplace. You know, there's a lot of different things: digital goods, mining hardware, T-shirts, whatever. There's a lot of stuff to see what is being bought and sold for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin and other stuff. So that is cool. And there is a trust system, and you have to beware. But I like that it's pretty much self-run. There is no authority there either that you could complain to a mod, but it's not going to stop someone from doing something.
well, it's
So,
interesting that I saw this police action take place with the character Nubbins rising up and attempting to take on what he
well, yeah,
saw
well, yeah,
as a
you that
scammer.
that happens a lot. People try to expose other scammers sometimes, and could.
Vigilantism.
Yeah, I mean, it can get out of hand too, but I think that he was correct in the sense that he wanted to point out that this is bullshit. He maybe went about it in the wrong way, but his spirit was in the right direction in the sense that he knew this was just
Unless, of
bullshit,
course, Nubbins is secretly wood collector.
and it was
And
just a conspiracy to get exposure, like we're giving right now to the wood collector.
no, for the T-shirts,
Oh, for the T-shirts. Okay.
because everyone will be like, "Well, I know Nubbins makes real T-shirts.
Yeah,
At
sure.
least I
So
know that."
yeah, that's totally fair because Nubbins has a vested interest in promoting his stuff. That's what happens with the coins. So a guy that is from coin A, altcoin A, will say altcoin B is a scam, and the person from altcoin B will say, no, that's bullshit. You're only saying that because you're from altcoin A, and it just goes back and forth, and there's no point in it.
This is less likely because they're not selling the same commodity. If they were both woodworkers and one woodworker was calling another woodworker a scam, I would assume it was so that he could get his business, right?
Right. Yeah, sure. It's T-shirts and wood stuff. It's different, but it's still, goods in the same space. But yeah,
It,
I totally agree with you. I mean, look, these things are cool. They look cool. They're clever. It's a nice design. It's just not hand carved.
Right. Well, let's hope that Bitcoin talk continues to at least cause people like me and you to take a second look at things like this, because I never gave it a second look. I just posted the pieces as they came out of my art gallery, and I'm like, oh, the guy has really nice pieces. I assumed he had machine help the whole time, but if I don't say something, if you don't say something, you realize it turns into like a snowballing scam effect that the guy becomes like a, he could sell hundreds of these, you know, for
Sure,
hundreds of dollars a piece, and maybe nobody says anything,
that's
right?
true. That's
We have
possible. Yeah.
so as Bitcoiners, do we have a responsibility, like a larger responsibility here? And that's what Nubbins was doing, is he was compelled by a sense of a larger responsibility to the community.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a larger responsibility, but I mean, we can't. After the fact, you always say, "Oh, you should have yelled louder," but you're never going to be able to.
But we all could have yelled
Yeah,
louder at Mount Gox, for example.
for example, or Mint Pal, or
Oh,
Moolah,
but come
or
on, after
whatever.
after Mount Gox, we went around and said, hey, look at all these exchanges. You can't trust any of these
Well,
exchanges.
guess what just happened today?
Oh,
Did you
don't
hear?
even. No, I
You didn't
didn't.
know? You don't know?
No. What is it?
Bitter was supposedly hacked. BTER.com.
Okay, how much?
7,000 bitcoins.
What? How
It's
much is that?
about $1.5 million.
Oh, was it a hot wallet?
No, it was supposedly a cold wallet, and I don't understand how it happened then.
Okay.
And they're offering 700 bitcoins to anyone that tracks down the person that did it.
And tracking them down doesn't mean that they get them back.
I don't know. It sounds really fishy to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, that happened just today. Just that you were talking about Gox, or we just mentioned MintPal, or other
Yeah.
exchanges that had
So it still
Moolah
happens. I
too.
mean, it happens to the order of $1.5 million. So even
And Bitter already had problems with Nextcoin and NXT coin and
I'm not familiar with the reputation. I mean, I walked away
yeah.
from all those exchanges after. I mean, there was an altcoin massacre for a while.
Yeah, yeah. So 7,170 BTC got stolen from our cold wallet in this transaction, they say. And there is a link to it, and 720 Bitcoin BTC bounty for chasing it back. All wallets have been shut down, and withdrawals of unaffected coins will be arranged later. So right now, even the people that had any kind of funds there, it's just frozen. Not a,
So
so, yeah.
so there's three possibilities as I understand when this happens, and let me see if I understand this correctly. The so either they were hacked and the coins were stolen, and the story is true. The other possibility is that they were not hacked, that they stole their own coins, and this is how they get rid of the guilt for that. And the third possibility is that they had already lost the coins, or there never were any coins, and that they've been that like so supposedly like Mt. Gox didn't have all its coins stolen at once. It had its coins siphoned off over a while, and to cover that, they tried all these lending practices or something.
Yeah, so I put a link in our chat again. You
Oh,
can
okay, great,
open it
thanks.
for us. Yeah, a twit. I mean, it's just a quick Twitter one, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah, sure. It could be that they've been hacked many times before, and so there's just that little picture there that the BTC SX posted, and we can. There are people trying to already track down where the coins are going. I'm sure they'll be mixed or whatever, but Um, so that's what is troubling. 7,000 bitcoins stolen from our cold wallet. So how do you do that if it's a cold wallet?
It wasn't cold wallet. There's no such
Right.
thing as a cold wallet. If it's not
Well,
attached to the internet, it couldn't have been stolen. Unless
well, yeah, you
unless it
could
was
have by
stolen
gunpoint, physically
unless
stolen.
unless it was stolen before it was even put in the cold wallet, like they spoofed the whole thing from within their own servers.
Exactly. Yeah, that's possible too. Yeah. So if they
Well,
were tricked
yeah.
into using malicious software on their cold systems
It
and
doesn't
tried
need
to.
to be malicious. A lot of people have told me that the software that is out now on a lot of systems is vulnerable because it either hasn't been fully patched. There's like a lot of old software that either hasn't been fully patched and can be like 0-day exploited to gain access to.
Yeah, but if it's cold, it's not connected to anything.
Right, but I'm saying when they were building the cold wallet, that system, the system they used to build the cold wallet might have not been secure.
Exactly. That's what I mean too. Whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it,
sure.
malicious or flawed or whatever,
Yeah.
unsafe. Yeah, that could happen theoretically. Um, it could also be physically stolen,
Oh
uh,
yeah. I guess that could
or
happen.
I mean, well, theoretically,
I think you'd say that then, right?
someone broke into our data center and grabbed all the cold wallets. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, no one's had that happen yet.
not that we know of, not that
Not
they
that we know
admit
of.
to, you know.
That would
Oh,
be an
sorry,
awesome
our
movie.
we were paying an intern $5 a month, and they just ran off with our cold wallets. Whoops.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine like a guy who is like in charge of blockchain or something, like a big company going bad and running off with the funds?
Yeah, that would. I mean, it could always happen. You never know. But anyway, we were talking about exchanges and stuff, and I just thought I'd bring that up because that's breaking news. And we don't know what happened exactly at this point, but we do know that they claim they were hacked or they claim it was
Let,
stolen.
let's use this opportunity. I notice Mad Bitcoins every time he brings up a hack or a theft will point out that there is no way to have your Bitcoin stolen if it is in a secure paper wallet which was never touched the internet and was generated um, right without not
Well,
off site.
yeah, sure, as long as what you used to generate it was also okay, like we're talking
Right,
about.
right.
But
And
yeah, that is
there's
that is
lots of
that's
instructions
correct.
for anyone watching because there could be a new user who doesn't know. Bitcoin paper wallets is really easy to Google. They're really easy to make, and that is 100% security, and is the way that the Satoshi designed for the Bitcoins to be secure, right? Like that was his plan, right?
Yeah, well, you can. Yeah, as long as you can generate your private keys offline, and that private key never touches an online computer, you should be okay.
And
And
you
there's
can
a
do
lot
that.
of there's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but we
There's
almost need another episode. I think that we need to wind up here.
Oh, it's been
We've
great.
we've been
I'm
going
glad we got to
over an
talk
hour.
about this.
Yeah, and
Thank you
thanks
for
for
your time.
coming on.
Oh no,
And if
thank
we
you.
want to get in touch with you or with your project, how can we do it?
The Bitcoin Art Gallery uh, is the btcartgallery.com or the BTC Art Gallery on Twitter is where you can find me and follow me. I only post Bitcoin art. I only tweet Bitcoin art, and it's only for the community.
Okay. And if somebody is an artist or if somebody found something cool, can they send it to you?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to put anything you guys find that is appropriate into the gallery. At most, half the pieces are linked to me, so feel free to tweet me anything you guys want to share around or want indexed for people in the future to see.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for watching. That was Transmission 25 on World Crypto Network. Please don't forget to subscribe and to thumbs up our video. Also, check out the other videos on World Crypto Network, the Bitcoin Group, Bitcoin Talk Show. Also, check out Mad Bitcoins, Mad Potcoins, This Week in Cryptos, Bitcoin Rush. And thanks for watching. See you next time.